Alright, this is the last episode. The bloodbath. As the tributes stand on their podiums, the horn sounds. Cassie gathers as much food as she can. Dylan runs away from the cornucopia. Chico overpowers Freddy, killing him. Gregory, William, Charlie, Andrew, Elizabeth, Golden Freddy, and Cassidy all run away from the cornucopia. Sarah and Oswald fight for a bag. Sarah gives up and retreats. Millie, Susie, and Foxy run away from the cornucopia. Jeremy takes a handful of throwing knives. Gabriel runs away from the cornucopia along with Fritz and Jessica. Bonnie scares Michael away from the cornucopia. Evan runs away from the cornucopia. Mrs. Afton takes a handful of throwing knives. Day 1 in the Hunger Games. Oswald runs away from Golden Freddy. Michael defeats his mom in a fight but spares her life. Cassidy attacks Elizabeth but she manages to escape. Millie makes a wooden spear. Evan camouflages himself in the bushes. Chica, Foxy, and Jeremy hunt for other tributes. Fritz is unable to convince Jessica to not kill him. William receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Andrew questions his sanity. Gregory kills Gabriel as he tries to run. Bonnie, Dylan, and Charlie get into a fight. Dylan triumphantly kills them both. Sarah goes hunting. Cassie sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Susie explores the arena. Fallen tributes. 5 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Freddy from District 1, Fritz from District 4, Gabriel from District 5, Bonnie from District 1, and Charlie from District 9. One district is out. Night 1. Jessica quietly hums. Elizabeth receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Michael attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Susie receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Mrs. Afton sets up camp for the night. Jeremy tends to Cassie's wounds. Evan, William, Dylan, and Millie sleep in shifts. Sarah cannot handle the circumstances and commits self-termination. Cassidy goes to sleep. Golden Freddy passes out from exhaustion. Chica tries to sing herself to sleep. Andrew tends to Gregory's wounds. Oswald lets Foxy into his shelter. Day 2 in the Hunger Games. Cassidy, Dylan, Cassie, Jeremy, and Michael hunt for other tributes. Elizabeth sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. William chases his wife. Golden Freddy hunts for other tributes. Andrew, Foxy, and Susie hunt for other tributes. Evan camouflages himself in the bushes. Chica, Oswald, Millie, and Gregory hunt for other tributes. Jessica accidentally steps on a landmine. Fallen tributes. 2 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Sarah from District 10 and Jessica from District 9. Night 2. Gregory screams for help. Michael lets Andrew into his shelter. William cooks his food before putting his fire out. Evan defeats Dylan in a fight but spares his life. Millie receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Jeremy and Chico tell stories about themselves to each other. Cassidy, Oswald sleep in shifts. Golden Freddy tends to his wounds. Mrs. Afton and Elizabeth track down and kill Foxy. Susie tends to her wounds. Day 3 in the Hunger Games. Susie sprains her ankle while running away from Millie. Andrew shoots a poisonous blow dart into Dylan's neck, slowly killing him. Jeremy scares Mrs. Afton off. Golden Freddy receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Oswald is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Evan sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides not to investigate. Cassie receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Michael attacks his sister, but she manages to escape. Chica, Cassidy, and Gregory track down and kill William. There you go. That's how he is supposed to go down. Fallen tributes. 3 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Foxy from District 2, Dylan from District 11, and William from District 7. Night 3. Michael shoots a poisonous blow dart into Golden Freddy's neck, slowly killing him. Cassie receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Cassidy quietly hums. Elizabeth questions her sanity. Evan, Susie, and Gregory sleep in shifts. Jeremy loses sight of where he is. Millie shoots an arrow at Andrew but misses and kills Chica instead. Oswald and Mrs. Afton run into each other and decide to choose for the night. Day 4 in the Hunger Games. Elizabeth camouflages herself in the bushes. Cassidy, Oswald, and Evan and Andrew raid Jeremy's camp while he is hunting. Mrs. Afton collects fruit from a tree. Cassie and Millie work together for the day. Gregory receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Susie receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Michael unbeknowingly eats toxic berries. Arena event. The arena turns pitch black and nobody can see a thing. Elizabeth survives along with Evan, Jeremy, Mrs. Afton, and Cassidy. While fighting, Millie and Oswald lose their balance, roll down a jagged hillside, and die. Andrew survives. Cassie flails her weapon around, accidentally killing Susie. Gregory trips on a rock and falls off a cliff. Fallen tributes. 7 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Golden Freddy from District 3, Chica from District 2, Michael from District 6, Millie from District 11, Oswald from District 10, Susie from District 4, and Gregory from District 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 districts are out. Night 4. Jeremy climbs a tree to rest. Cassidy is awoken by nightmares. We wonder why. Evan cries himself to sleep, as he most usually does. Cassie and Mrs. Afton talk about the tributes still alive. Andrew receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Elizabeth attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. The feast. The cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs from the tribute's families. Cassidy gathers as much food into a bag as she can before fleeing. Cassie bleeds out due to untreated injuries. Andrew decides not to go to the feast. Mrs. Afton falls into a pit and dies. Elizabeth throws a knife into Jeremy's chest. Evan takes a staff leaning against the cornucopia. Day 5 in the Hunger Games. Andrew silently snaps Cassidy's neck. Evan tracks down and kills her brother. Fallen tributes. 5 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Cassie from District 12, Mrs. Afton from District 7, Jeremy from District 5, Cassidy from District 3, and Evan from District 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Districts are out. There's 2 left. Who is going to be the winner? Night 5. Elizabeth convinces Andrew to not kill her, only to kill him instead. The winner, Elizabeth from District 6, is the winner of the final episode of this season. Elizabeth first, Andrew second, Evan third, Cassidy fourth, and Jeremy fifth. Whew. Alright. Hope you guys enjoyed this season. See you guys later. Bye and good night.